Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So today, of course, we are going to be leveling up the hero class, the somewhat new Archmagus hero class. Want to go and get it quite a bit more leveled than it currently is. Probably end up getting several levels onto it. Not sure exactly what the goal will be, but ideally to, I'm not sure, we could do about 3 per hour or so. So that would probably get us about 9 levels. So what is that, about 58? I was ideally hoping we could reach a little bit closer to 60. But obviously we need to get to 70 by Purple Guild War Day next week is the main goal, and why we're leveling it up, as is pretty good with Purple, obviously, given that it has +2 on it. And we can get +3 once we get to 70, which is the main reason for getting it upgraded. Even if we don't use it for the extra purple, we could use it for explosion and end up working out pretty nicely that way. But anyways, let's go and start working on that. What's this? Oh yeah, this is a redeem code. We'll have that soon, TM. Actually, do I already have that on my copy paste? Let me make sure it is. There we go. Put it right over there for when we do hand it out. But yeah, main priority of the stream is going to be spam trying to level this thing. Of course, the best way to go do that is from doing explore. One other thing to keep in mind, which I'll probably be doing tonight, is the Hoglet. Well, obviously doing tonight. The Hoglet is the 2019 Lunar New Year pet, because it was the pig last year, and I believe the year of the pig, and I believe this year is the year of the dragon, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll probably have some kind of new dragon pet in about 2 weeks from now. I believe that's 2 Wednesdays from now we end up getting that pet. But yeah, we have this one from last year if you didn't happen to get it, so definitely make sure to go do that, as you will basically never be able to get it again, or very rarely as far as how they pop back up. But yeah, definitely make sure to go do it. Go get yourself a copy. Obviously, it's fully cosmetic, but it's still nice to have it for some kingdom-related requirements. It's also theoretically useful to go and get completely maxed, as maxing this out, I believe, is one of only 2 pets from the kingdom that it resides in. I forget what kingdom it is off the top of my head. But if I'm not mistaken, someone did mention earlier that it is the second one from Shentang. Though do keep in mind, by the time Shentang can actually be upgraded with 2 level 20 pets, you're probably going to have a faction, and you could just do the faction instead. However, at this current moment in time, yeah, there is only 2 pets. The Shortlong and the Hoglet. So theoretically, at this current moment in time, you would need a max out Hoglet. Though by the time it's 14 stars, which I believe is when you need the second level 20, it's probably going to have a faction by then. Especially since it's not even that upgraded. Actually, how far is it right now? Yeah, it's only 8 stars right now. So yeah, you probably don't need to go bother upgrading and buying up that pet to max, because this thing still has a while to go. And it doesn't even have the class yet. Still needs faction. And actually, you know what? If it did have... how many troops does it currently have? Shentang. I'm pretty sure it's not worth it getting it up. Maxing out the pet. It's really expensive too. It's going to cost like 2,500 gems, which I'm not going to do. But let's see. 8, 16 to 16. Oh, yeah. It's definitely worth not doing it. I would just wait for faction. So you can ignore buying up that pet, but you still obviously want to get the 1 copy of it. But anyways, hello everyone. Hope all of you have been having a good weekend so far. Hello Ward. Hello Antitan. Hello Jefferson. Hello Carathis. Hello Drock Savage. Hello Todd. Hello Zeddicus. Hello Ellen. Hello Todd. Hello Time to Die. Why do I feel like I skipped over someone? Hello Ward. And hello everyone else. Welcome. So, also, if anyone's interested in joining the guild, I have recruited some, but we are still in need of 2 more people, because we end up kicking some inactive people, specifically 2, which is why we need 2. But if anyone's interested in joining the guild, if you can do 1 million+ gold and you're level 1,000+, and you can do end game guild wars, raids, invasions, all that good stuff. Yeah, we still have 2 spots left, so let me know. We always get all the tasks done every single week. We don't get too many legendary tasks done, but still some. It just really depends how much excess gold we have on a given week. But yeah, if anyone's interested, we are 2 spots available right now. Oh, I keep clicking. I hate that it keeps blinking for redeem codes. It always makes me want to click. But anyways, if anyone has any questions, do let me know, as most of what we will be doing this stream is power leveling this thing. I'm trying to get as far as we possibly can. That is pretty much the game plan for today. Is get this thing to level 70. No, just kidding. There's no way we're going to do it all the way to 70 today. But I do want to get a good number of the grind in. We're gonna have to do it eventually between now and Purple Guild War. And out of any time now, we'd probably have the most amount of time. Still need to cover the event video, though. There's not really much to cover in the event video. I definitely need to. Let's see. I'll go get that. Get our splodies. You cleared like 500. You cleared like 500 level 12 Explorer to get three Nishas. Yeah, it could take a really long time to get Nisha. I believe I've gotten 0 Nisha tokens since we've gotten 3 Nisha medals. That is how long it has been. However, we have been doing a lot of grinding and not the higher end. Because when we're doing Explore 3, there actually is a 0% chance of getting Nisha right now. Explore 10, 11, and 12 were the only ones that ended up having any. Let's see. Do you think they will put medals in Soulforge at some point? Probably not. However, being able to upgrade smaller medals into bigger medals, kind of like if they could add that for Underworld Treasure as well, would be very beneficial for once we start getting all the commons upgraded and all the rares upgraded, which will eventually happen. Of course, most people are still far away from doing that, but it is inevitable that we will eventually reach the point where we have all the commons upgraded, all the rares upgraded, and likely all the ultra rares upgraded. However, we won't have all the epics, legends, and mythics upgraded, and we're going to have a bunch of smaller tokens that might not be as good at upgrading those higher rarity troops. So we're going to have a bit of an issue with that into the future, but it would be nice if they had some kind of way to fix that, kind of like how we need it for Underworld. Let's see. He eats squirrel. I did not eat squirrels. Oh yeah, lunch was pretty good. But I did not eat squirrel. Ever since we had like chicken nuggets one time. That's where the squirrel thing came from. Everyone was saying it's squirrel meat for no reason. Actually, McDonald's has a pretty good chicken nugget thing going on right now. And no, it's not squirrel meat. Where you can get 40 for under 10 bucks. Such a pretty good deal. It's kind of funny. While I was on vacation, we ended up getting a box of like 160 or so of them. We just all had some, and then the excess went to the dogs for some amount of it. They don't have the best chicken nuggets, though. They still have to say Wendy's out of any place is the best chicken nuggets. Do you think they will make it where you can add medals to hero classes to upgrade them like a troop? Probably not. However, we are getting a rework to hero classes likely 2 patches from now. Not next patch, but the patch after that. Which is likely to be late February, early March, mid-March, sometime within that time frame is likely going to be that patch. But what exactly they're going to do with that, we don't currently know. However, that patch is more so going to be addressing it than that. But they're likely not going to add medals to them. However, they are going to add some kind of like further upgrading system to it, most likely. Am I a fan of Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets? They're okay. I honestly prefer the regular ones. I find the regular ones to be better. I end up ordering both just so I could taste them side by side. And I don't know, I just prefer the regular. Like, I would eat the spices. I wouldn't not eat it, but I just prefer the normal ones. Oh, I can't eat at Chick-fil-A. They use peanut oil. So I can never go to Chick-fil-A. Pretty much every best place that you can eat at, fast food-wise, uses peanut oil. So I can't eat at a single one. Five Guys uses it when... Five Guys uses it. That one, Shake Place. I forget what it's called. Uses it. What are the other ones? I know there's like several. Why is my brain like failing me right now? But there are several that do. Yeah, Steak and Shake. That's the one. Yeah, Stick of Ice, they can shake. 5 guys. And I think there might be a few others. I just know which ones don't. Let's see, we'll go for that. Yeah, Wendy's is nice. The only problem is the Wendy's by me is pretty horrible, and there's not any closer. Yeah, a lot of the fast food places by me are pretty bad. Hey, your fast food chains have the weirdest names. Which state do I live in? South Carolina. And primary season's right around the corner. I believe South Carolina votes 3rd or 4th, right? I think it's 4th. Oh, nice. You moved back to North Carolina a few years ago. I was in North Carolina when I drove through both times. Or not drove through, but flew through. Because I had to go to Charlotte's airport. They have a really big airport. I like those little things that you can walk on to move quicker. Those little floor things. I've actually never seen that in an airport. Every single airport I've been to never had one of them, but Charlotte does. In North Carolina. Yeah, I've mostly only lived in South Carolina and New Jersey. Haven't really lived anywhere else, for the most part. I've lived in a bunch of different locations within both of those states. But those are pretty much the only 2 states I've ever lived in. I've been to Chicago quite a few times. I've never lived there, though. Never been there for longer than 2 weeks. Same as Toronto, Canada. I've been up there for like a couple weeks at a time before. I've never actually lived there. Zaxby's. There are some Zaxby's by me. I don't know. I've never really tried too many things from Zaxby's to really know. What's my favorite place to visit in the United States? Well, I don't really go to visit any specific locations. I mostly go to visit friends or family. So wherever they're located is where I go. Yes, happy Saturday. End of the week, finally. My whole week has just felt so off because of the whole flight thing. I don't know, something about it still makes it feel off. I almost feel like canceling tonight's stream and just like sleeping early, to be honest. If I do end up doing that, I should probably do all the other stuff on this stream. I don't know, my sleep pattern has still been weird from it. Oh, we got a gnome. Anything good in it? I thought it was the arcane for a second. Nope, just 100 souls. Such a small amount. We can get more from that from a dragon soul. Where's Bill? I think he was here earlier. Was he not? Let me double check. Also, hello, Elite Gaming. Not sure if I said hi, but welcome. No, Bill hasn't been here. He'd even say hello. Gasp. Where is Bill? He's like always the first person to say hello. Bet doesn't seem to be around right now. He's probably busy. Battery's sleeping in. So we're streaming a little bit later than normal. So it depends what time zone he is. Hello, King Rich. Welcome. I'm going to need you to stream tonight. You do all your Nisha farming during your streams, and I can't afford to farm for tonight. No, we'll probably still do the stream. I just need to make sure I get to bed like immediately after, pretty much. The only problem is I still need to cover that video. And I'm not sure if I'll have time between the two streams. It'd be a little bit weird covering it tomorrow. I still want to cover it nonetheless. One of your guildmates already got 4 mythics max? Nice. Yeah, I still don't even have a bronze level on a single mythic. Nor do I intend to anytime soon. Because you either have to do luck-based upgrading, which I would refuse to do, or you have to grind like crazy to get an absurd amount of niches. Because to max out 1 mythic, you need 6 niches. Or you need 3 anus and 5 niches. Assuming you're doing 100% chance, that is. Of course, you could try it without 100% chance, but then you're wasting a lot of souls, potentially. He got an absurd amount of niches. Yeah, that must be really lucky to get that many niches, to get that many upgrades. What mythic would I upgrade first? Probably Iron Gut, because it gains attack. And Iron Gut with more attack is obviously very beneficial. I'm pretty sure the first mythic I'm putting into is Iron Gut. Second mythic is probably going to be one of the ones that gain pure magic. I believe Aquaticus does. I think Infernus does. Any of them that seem like more meta at the time is probably the one I would go into. Covered a video on it a little while back. But it really depends what the meta is at a given time. Like, if I was to do it right now in the current meta of the game, I'd probably say Iron Gut into Aquaticus. But that could change over time. Only takes 1 good mythic to come out to make it that's the priority to upgrade. Is there any troop you don't have and want, and why? Well, I have every troop in the game. Unless you mean just in general, like conceptual wise. But unless that question wasn't addressed to me, I'm not sure. But no, we've always had every single thing in the game. Generally on the day it comes out. Just because by the time they started adding hard to obtain things like mythics, we already had a surplus of resources. So it's pretty easy to keep up. Do I have a favorite? Well, it depends on the game mode. But as far as mythics are concerned, Iron Gut's still one of my absolute favorites. But I feel like I use truffles, which is even a mythic more so than anything for upscaling these days. I just really love infinite loop. It's a concept that used to be a lot of fun back in the day with this game. And for the longest time it didn't exist. But then it started existing again as of truffle. But one last thing is, truffle is basically as strong as a mythic. Yeah, you get it very easily just by throwing chaos shards at the portal and Amethyrax. So it works out really nicely. Hello, Haley! Hello, Todd! Welcome, welcome. Oh, sorry, I already said hi to Todd. I think I said hi to you like 3 times now. Let's see. Grab another explodies. Do I have Mechanome? No, I do not have Mechanome. It's actually the only troop in the entire game I do not own. I could get it within minutes if I was to waste resources for it. But that is true, I am missing one thing. And that is Mechanome. However, to get Mechanome, all we'd have to do is start using these vault keys. And 114 vault keys would almost 100% end up getting him. But I just don't want to use these yet. I'm still hoarding them for when they rework vault keys. We don't know if it's going to be a buff or a nerf or what, but they will be reworking Vault keys into the future. Also, this Monday we'll end up learning what, Monday night we'll end up learning what's in next patch. It's going to be a mini patch, so don't expect anything too big. But, we'll know soon. And by Tuesday night, we might even have the patch. There's a possibility. Tuesday night is when I'm actually going to be going over what they mentioned. However, we might literally just be getting the patch, so I might just be able to go over it live. Or, you know, with it actually in-game. It's going to be a really small patch, though. Well, we don't know what it is, and apparently it's enough for them to do a whole stream going over it. Well, I guess half a stream. Because half the stream they're going over new faction, half the stream they're going over next patch. Next faction didn't have anything good last I recall. It's rather average faction. How did I lie? What did I do? How did I lie? Used over 60 Vault keys. Oh yeah, I said I had everything in the game. Okay, I guess I'm missing Mech Gnome. That doesn't really count though. It's not required for any kingdom upgrade. And it's never going to be used in any team ever. We also have the resources to get it immediately, any time we feel like it. I just haven't yet. Well, using all your keys as soon as you get them isn't actually a bad thing when you're progressing through the game. Only once you reach late game and end game do you really start not doing that. Because then you need to save your keys for new mythics and other objectives. But as you're progressing through the game, every single key, except guild keys and event keys, can pretty much be used whenever. Guild keys, you always want to wait until your guild has 40,000 seals. Especially now that it's easier than ever to get to 40,000 seals. And the event keys, you want to wait until something's actually good, an event key drop table that you actually want. Right now it's just Forest of Thorns event key drop table. So nothing really too noteworthy. Except for maybe Sylvania Mora. What would you define as late game and end game? Late game is pretty much, let's see, what do I consider late game? I normally do it from the other end up. So, newer players is basically anything below about 100 before you even own all the kingdoms. Once you own all the kingdoms, I guess that's pretty much getting into early game. Early game is pretty much everything from getting all kingdoms to getting all kingdoms to level 10. Once you finally have all kingdoms to level 10, you're pretty much in mid-game as far as your stats, because it ends up giving you a nice baseline for stats. From there, the point in which you get to about late game is approximately when you end up getting 5-star all kingdoms, as well as having, at that point, a good majority of the legends in the game, if not every legend, while also having probably some amount of mythics. And then end game ends up being pretty much once you have every single kingdom to 10+ stars, and you pretty much have a good majority of content in the game. The biggest distinction I would say between late game and end game is mostly how upgraded you have your kingdoms, but also the amount of resources you have. End game players tend to have quite a bit more of a surplus for everything. Like they normally have 10,000 plus gems on hand. They normally have nearly every mythic in the game. And generally, the biggest difference between end game and late game is generally trying to get everything that currently exists in the game, like finishing out all of that. Whereas end game is trying to prepare for what will exist in the game. So for like future updates and hoarding resources for things like that. There's a bit of a distinction as far as what you prioritize. What weapon you should dress for this team if you don't have the dagger? Well, you can get the dagger pretty easily within like a few hours. You get it after 250 wins on the Drifting Sands hero class. Why do I keep forgetting what that's called? I believe it's Dervish, right? Pretty sure Dervish is correct. But wait, was it Warlock? Or not Warlock, was it War Priest? No, War Priest was Leonis Empire. Yeah, Dervish should be the one. But yeah, the Drifting Sands hero class. You get it from completing out Drifting Stand's questline, and then get 250 wins on the hero class, and then you get the weapon. It would take you like 3 hours or so. However, you can put pretty much any weapon in the game there. As long as it doesn't block Rowan, it's fine. You can use nearly any yellow, red, purple, or brown weapon that you want, pretty much. Black manacles would probably be a next best bet, which is something you likely have laying around. Yeah, as long as you don't block Rowan, pretty much anything in existence works there. And ideally, you'd want to have your weapon be doing damage, just so you can help clean up in case they somehow revive. Yeah, we'll go for this. I always hate using shards on this. I always feel like I should go and switch over to 12, which we could if we really wanted to. But I want to prioritize the XP right now more so than tokens. If nothing else, these low rarities are still good for upgrading the commons and rares and ultra rares. Mostly common and rares. So they still help towards the achievement. The only problem is we only get 1 or 2 rather than 2 or 3. At least we got 2 right there. Seems like such a waste when you only get 1 compared to being able to get 3. Yeah, what level are we on this hero class? 50. Nice. Okay, making progress. 20 levels to go. So close yet so far. What am I playing on? PC. PC with mouse, controller, and keyboard. Which is pretty much the quickest way to play the game. That can be done on multiple different platforms, however it's easiest to do on PC. Since you already have 2/3 of that already set up. I just use a Nintendo Joy-Con for the controller. You can use any controller for the most part. But what works nice about Joy-Cons is it's one-handed. So you can use one hand for mouse and one hand for controller. And as a strap, so you can just keep typing with both hands and not need to worry about the controller. Happy New Year, Starlight. I know. I'm pretty sure I'm still going to get Happy New Year's for like the next few weeks. For people popping in. Yeah, well, hope you had a good New Year's. Mine was definitely a lot of fun, that's for sure. Probably one of my best New Year's yet. What does the controller speed up? It speeds up menuing and it also speeds up casting. Normally, if you wanted to cast an ability, you'd have to go and click it and then click cast over here by making sure you specifically click in that box. However, all you have to do is click this with mouse and then click A on the controller thing and it'll cast. So I don't need to go move the mouse over. I mean, yeah, I don't need to move the mouse over. So as you can see, I don't need to move over to cast. It also gets through all these menus. Like, I don't need to do anything with the mouse. And the controller just does everything. Just by spamming A button. Those are basically the only two things it's really used for, essentially. Yeah, I don't play Gems of War much on phone. But it is an option, of course. I can just never get used to such a small screen. Good afternoon, Dragon Ball Z fan. Welcome. Also, what's kind of funny, I believe there's still time to return this laptop if I wanted to. Obviously, I won't be. But because of the holidays, they extended their return policy till I think like the 15th or something. But no, I like this laptop. It's the most expensive laptop / computer I've ever gotten. But it's nice. It should last for about a decade. The other one is still lasting for like what now? Gosh, 7 years? Yeah, I think this summer it'll be the 7-year mark for the other computer. Where do you get the elemental bow? Soulforge. It's in Soulforge right now. And it won't be available for like another several months. But yeah, it's in Soulforge right now. Really relevant to go get it. No, it wasn't in Delve Shop. It's in, it occurs whenever a Forest of Thorn event occurs. Which is right now. For the rest of today and the rest of tomorrow. Yeah, I don't plan on retiring my other laptop yet. I'm gonna use it till it's dead. Though I'm so used to a 2-PC setup now that if it ever does die, I'm probably getting another computer. Just to have as a side computer. When was Elemental Bow released? About a year and a half ago. It was not Tower of Doom. It was either Raids or Invasion. I forget which. But it came out either during Raids or Invasions. I believe Invasions. I believe one of the time we had Elemental Invasions, it ended up giving us Bow. Yeah, mine still has Windows 10. It also has all of my Adobe programs on it. And even if another operating system comes out, I'm probably going to keep it on Windows 10 so that the Adobe programs still work properly. Because I'm still using the older Adobe programs. Just so I don't have to pay for it every single month. And if operating systems get updated too much, it might make it so the Adobe programs won't work anymore. So even if something beyond Windows 10 ever comes out, I probably won't update my older computer. I will update my newer one though, of course. Oh, since you use her Wayne so much, why not upgrade her? We could. She gains 6 additional damage. And while it's not much, yeah, we might as well. Like, there's probably better epics out there as far as what value you would get for it. However, we do use Rowan so much that, in the current state of the game, it probably is worth just upgrading her. Yeah, we might as well. We have enough Arachnias. Right? Yeah, we should. I guess we'll do it. She gains 6 damage, which isn't much. I'd prefer her to gain armor, but it's better than nothing. How many does that leave us with? 5? That's the problem, though. What if I want to upgrade another epic? We'll give her a bronze. Because I don't want to upgrade her too far. Because in case there's another epic that comes out that I really want to upgrade that is very viable to have upgraded, that we'd actually use a lot more often, I'd probably want to have that upgraded. Though we do use Ruane so much that, I don't know. But we need to keep at least 3 Arachnias. But the problem is we need another 6 if we want to go upgrade a epic. Oh, you know what? I could have used 3 Cedrics for the first level. Fail. I should have. That also would have helped. I don't know. We'd have to throw another 5. I don't know. We'll just give her bronze for now. Have a nice little different metal. Because pretty much everything always just has gold. Give her a different color. Like so much smaller compared to the gold one. Or you have them color-coded now. Start with gold and go to bronze. Hello, Antitan. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Also, hello, Gems of War, Lief. Welcome as well. Hope your weekend's been going well. Speaking of computers, that's one thing I didn't end up setting up yet. I set up pretty much everything that I got off of Amazon, which was mostly just new cords and everything, just to make sure everything on the back end's a bit better and neater. But one thing that I did get that's pretty interesting, well, 2 things I didn't end up messing with yet. One's a drawing tablet. One thing I wanted to do this year was learn to draw better, like above a 5th grade level at least. Because I am abysmal at it right now, and I did want to get better at it to some capacity. But the other thing was the stream deck for the stream, which we can end up setting a lot of commands to and a bunch of other fun things. Definitely will need to do that soon. Because then I can also fix my alert system quite a bit. A few other things as well. There's a lot of functionalities that we could mess around with. Your 5-year-old draws way better than you do. I'm pretty sure that would happen to me as well. I am very abysmal at it. While I was on vacation, we were playing, oh, what's that thing? Jackbox. And for one of the games, you had to, like, draw. And I was abysmal at it. Though I somehow still won some of them, oddly enough. But I am really abysmal at it. Everything I draw looks really blocky. Like, I tend to draw using standard geometrical shapes a lot. And not dynamic shapes that actually look like things. So a lot of squares, a lot of triangles, a lot of rectangle-like shapes. A lot of ovals. I know. That's that too. Like in my head, like I know like where I should be putting everything, but then I try doing it, and it looks like a scribbled mess. But yeah, I did want to practice it more. Because I hate how bad I am at it. I feel like quite a few people are that way. Like horrifically bad at drawing anything. It's color that throws you off? Yeah, I'm not even going to get into coloring yet. First, I need to learn to draw. One step at a time. I feel like shading is what would throw me off the most. Drawing and shading. Like, I don't think coloring would be too bad for the most part. But drawing and shading would definitely be way worse. Did they ever even have a fan art contest? No. Though people have posted fan art on the forum before, to various degrees. However, nothing has ever been drawn by a someone in the community that's actually been added to the game. Mostly because they like having a consistent art style within the game. Also, hello, Reflection, if I didn't already say hi. I feel like I did, but just in case. My brain is that short term. That's something funny that also happened while I was away. I had money in my wallet, and then I ended up like splitting the money, putting some of it in my pocket and then putting the rest into my wallet. Or at least I thought I put the rest back into my wallet. Then I went like back to it later. It's like, where'd all the money go? I was like looking around. I knew no one there would steal it, but I was like looking around and like it really bothered me for like half the day. And then I like reached into my other pocket. It's like, oh, I didn't put it back in the wallet. I literally just put it in my pocket. I've done that a couple times. But yeah, very forgetful. But yeah, hey, if we get good enough at drawing, maybe I'll go do all of our new emojis. Maybe I'll go redraw all of them, or whatever ones we're going to do for it. Or have some that we could use for rotation, even if we're not going to be completely eliminating any. I believe we can currently have 7 too. I only have 6 of them up at the moment. I keep forgetting where the page is to go do that. Actually, I know where it is. Or I think I do. Let's see, I have to go under here. You go under Creator Studio, the normal version and not the old version. I always use the old version because I prefer it. But you actually have to use the newer version because the feature is on the newer side. Fail. It just loaded as the old version. Of course, the one time I want to go to... Okay, let me go back to YouTube Studio. The older one. I mean, the newer one. Is this the newer one? Yeah, I think this is the newer one. What was it under? Monetization, I believe? Yes. I believe it was under memberships. And how many can we have total again? Oh, never mind. We can only still on the F6. Oh, no. That means some people stopped. Let's see. Yeah, that means someone who was is not anymore. That's fine, though. Yeah, we would need one more person to do the thingy thing, the join thingy, to have another one. I haven't really been promoting it at all, though. Mostly because it's literally just a bunch of emojis, pretty much. Then the little icon next to your name. That keeps getting more upgraded over time. I really wish they had an option for getting rid of ads on YouTube with it. That is currently not a functionality of it. Ah, nice. 1,000 glory. Let's go explode. Get our split damage. I said, hello, Isabel. Welcome. I joined peeps and together we could rule a galaxy. Pretty much. Pretty much. Or at least all of Crystara, if not the whole galaxy. Yeah, most of the current extra money that's been coming from the join button thing has pretty much just been going to the higher expense for internet. Because I did upgrade the internet a couple months back. I got the highest one that any local service provider gives, which I think was about $40 more per month, somewhere around there, like around 40 to 50 more per month. But it is so nice compared to before. It's like 5 to 6 times quicker. And we can actually stream at 1080p without dropping. Before we'd stream at 720 and drop. Now we can do 1080p with no dropping. Oh, you'll be the cook to feed all the troops. That sounds nice. They gotta eat too. I really wish you could feed the pets in game. I kind of thought they would do that as a weird way to sync pet food, but yeah, they never added any kind of feature where you can feed your pets. Like obviously you feed them to level them. Once they're fully leveled, there's no mechanic to like just feed them for some kind of bonus or just anything. How's the stream been going? Pretty good, Neil. What team am I using today? I am using a Rowan team to clear through low-level Explorer. And I'm doing this so we can gain a bunch of, excuse me. So we can gain a bunch of class XP for the new hero class of Archmagus. Archmagus was added last week. And since I wasn't around last week, I need to go catch up on power grinding this thing. And that's pretty much what we're doing right now. Got it at level 51. Want to get it to level 70 by time we hit Purple Guild War next week. And we have no clue what day Purple Guild War will be. So I kind of just have to assume it's Tuesday. Also, Monday will be like the last day we really get to grind it out. Mostly because there's a good chance next patch comes out on Tuesday. In which case we'd want to focus on new patch stuff. Assuming there's even anything relevant in next patch. Because I mean, any patch, so there's a good possibility there isn't. It's something I suggested to them before. Being able to feed pets for a weekly bonus on them. For like a 1x extra increase. Or, you know, like a small increase to each of the pets. When you end up feeding it. They said no on it, though. I don't know, I feel like it'd be a nice feature. Be a great way to sync food. Because everyone's going to upgrade the gold and EXP pets pretty much every single week. I'm pretty sure even for 1% extra gold per week, people would still upgrade the gold pet. Though it depends how much food it actually costs. Do you fight the boss when you have enough mist stones at lower levels? Ideally you shouldn't, but I am just for the sake of leveling quicker. But generally, instead of doing this battle right here, you should go do a level 12 Explorer and claim it for the level 12 Explorer rather than the very low level one. And that will give you a better token rate. However, it slows down the rate of EXP, so I've just been doing it at the lower level. As long as we get 2 tokens, it's not as bad. We don't get any higher rarity ones, but 2 tokens is still not bad. Because normally it's going to give us a Cedric and something else. And even though we can't get higher rarity ones from it, it's still nice. Sounds tedious. Well, generally the entirety of Explorer currently is a bit tedious. But we need to get the grind done nonetheless. Yeah, I believe niches start at 10. Is it 9? I'm not sure. Chris Warner was 10, 11, 12. But yeah, you don't get niches until the way late ones. And Explore 12 is the only place you should ever farm niches at. Because all the other high ones aren't worth it. I believe the only levels that are worth it is 1, 2, 3, 5, and I think 7 and 12. 1, 2, and 3 because you can do soul farming and quick kills like this. 5 because it's highest trophy rate in the game. 7 or so, 7 or 8 because that's the highest you can do with key, skeleton key, and I heard from some people that's actually a pretty decent rate for gold if you don't want to have to do Explore 12. But I'd still advise just doing Explore 12 if you have the Scorpius build and everything, or other quick options. And of course the other option is Explore 12, which is, I would say, is just the overall best method to do. It's the highest gold rate in the game. You also get the highest token rate in the game from it. Both of which are pretty relevant. Oh, the pet food idea is tedious? Well, you wouldn't need to upgrade every pet in the game. You just kind of feed them. And then they're fed. Kind of like how you would upgrade or not upgrade your Guild War statues on a Guild War week. You'd kind of do the same thing, but across your pets for the given week. Like, which ones do you think you're in need? Are you going to use a bunch of dragons a week? Then you can go upgrade your dragon pet and go feed it. If you know you're going to want some extra gold, you can just go feed your gold pet. And things like that. It's not like you would need to feed every single one. You would only feed a few of them. You'd have no need to feed all of them. Like, for example, if the invasion's set to go use elemental, you would go upgrade your elemental pet, feed it, and then you would just do a few standard good ones, like gold and EXP and stuff like that. Yeah, it's possible to not have a surplus of pet food. Even I don't currently have a surplus of pet food. And that's mostly because of how they did factions. Factions basically act as a sink for pet food. Factions and cosmetic pets are probably the 2 biggest sinks for pet food. I keep forgetting, you can't use A on the screen. Next beta, I definitely need to mention that to them. I'm not sure how that functions on consoles. I should check on Switch to see how that functions. But it definitely doesn't function correctly on PC with a controller. Alright, that reminds me. Did they ever fix the fade screen glitch? The answer is no. Good to know. They need to go do that, among many other small glitches. I'm starting to lose track of what all of them were. Oh yeah, where's chat? Need to go do that to undo this. There it is. That's not what I wanted. Hey, McGnome, please give 12 epic ingots. You know you want to. That is not 12 of what we needed. 4 Mythic, it means nothing to us. You finally got your first Nisha medal. Congratulations. It only took 84 years. Well, the system hasn't been out too long. It came out mid-October, and it's been 3 months. So it looks like you have 3 Nishas by the 1-year mark, or earlier. Because this is still a relatively new system, the whole medal system. And they're probably expanding upon a Summon 5.0 patch. And 5.0 is the summer or a little bit after the summer. But likely the summer. No official date yet. We know we're getting 4.75 probably next Tuesday or sometime next week. Though it's not guaranteed, but very likely. 4.8 is sometime before we get every hero class. And every single hero class we're getting within 3 months. So it's probably in about a month or 2 from now. And then we're probably getting a 4.85, then maybe a 4.9, and if we're not getting a 4.9, we're probably getting 5.0 then. Because that'd be about summertime by then. Faction classes. We still don't know what they're doing with the class system yet. Next patch is almost guaranteed not addressing it. 4.8 likely is. Which is the patch after the patch next week. Well, I assume next week. It's almost guaranteed happening next week. Tuesday's most likely the best day for it. Or the most likely day, I should say. You have 300 Cedric medals, could be about 30 Anu medals or 3 Nishas. Well, the Cedrics are still useful. Cedrics are really good at upgrading commons and rares. As well as ultra rares, but particularly commons and rares. And there's enough common and rares that there's over 100 of them. So you can get the entirety of the achievement done just by upgrading commons and rares. For that one really annoying achievement that a lot of people mention. Speaking of that, I should probably upgrade some of that now. I keep not upgrading them. Mostly because I'm not really sure what to do and we might get better options into the future. But as long as we keep some on reserve, it's going to be fine. But yeah, let's go upgrade a few, I guess. Not so much commons, but more so rares. Let's see, what am I looking for? Let's go to base rarity. Let's see, is there any common worth upgrading that I haven't done? Probably Skeleton if we're going to be using it for it. It's the same as Thrall. What's Thrall gain? Just durability? Yeah, let's get Thrall, I guess. So we'll do this Cedric probably. It's probably fine. Seems like a little bit of a waste, but I think it's worth it still. Let's go get Thrall upgraded. If we're going to be using him for Guild War next week, we might as well. Good night, Starlight. Have a good night. See you later. There we go. Alright, let's go get Skeleton upgraded too if we're going to be using it with that other team. Skeleton's a pretty nice common. Dwarven Gate might even be worth it too. But yeah, let's do Skeleton. What do you even gain? Oh, you gain the 666. Same as Deviled Eggs. I find it so weird that you actually use the ultra rares for this, just because they're so common. The ultra rares compared to the commons. The ultra rare is actually easier to obtain than the common or the rare metal, which is really funny. Like, what else is common that is actually useful that I don't already have upgraded? Doesn't look like much. Firebomb. Used to be relevant, not so much now. Dwarven Gates technically is. Oh yeah, all the Dooms could theoretically be too. Oh, Direwolf too. Actually, yeah, I think I do go for Direwolf. Direwolf's actually pretty relevant. I don't use it much because there's better options out there, but it even gains Striker, so that's nice. Striker, I believe, is all attack and magic. Oh, never mind. It's a little mix, but it is mostly attack and magic. Okay, any other comments that are relevant? Leshy, I don't feel like would be. Bandit? Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. You know what? I might as well. This should troll people even more. Because when you get a summon off of any of them that have a 35% chance to summon Bandit, this metal bonus will apply to them. So just to troll people even more with Bandit summons, let's go upgrade our Bandit. For when we very rarely get that summon in various situations. Make it even tankier and more offensive. Since now it has 2 higher attack and 4 higher magic. And 2 extra HP and armor. Not much, but better than nothing. Okay, anything else? Baby Dragon's probably not worth it. And I guess Dwarven Gate's still relevant enough to potentially do it. And I don't know, I'd probably hold off. Maybe just wait for the Dooms or something else to pop up. Wraith might not even be too bad either, but it's not that meta these days. Yeah, I think that's fine for the most part for commons for now. Oh, gotta get our peasant upgraded though. The almighty peasant. I know that's so cruel, making bandits even stronger. They're really annoying. Okay, let's see what we have for rares. What's relevant under rares? No. Actually, Valkyrie, technically. I don't feel like I use her that much these days. Oh yeah, don't forget, we have bounty hunter troops too. Might even just be relevant to literally just upgrade every bounty troop. If I can't find any other troops that are relevant. Because bounties, of course, are very good value. Siren's not really that meta these days. Ridgeback almost seems worth it for bounty. Feral Hound as well, though I don't feel like I use Feral Hound as much these days. Do you gain 666? No, you just gain durability. Paladin. You gain Striker, that wouldn't be awful. How's Parrot not upgraded? Hold up. How is this thing not upgraded? What do you gain? Yeah, how's this not upgraded? Let's go upgrade our Parrot. I was gonna use Cedric's. Why use other things when you can use Cedric? The power of Cedric. Honestly, I feel like I should just do all the rares for bounty. Let me see. Is there anything that's really relevant? Well, Moneylender, I guess. I use them on occasion. Same as Alchemist, which I don't think I've upgraded either. But they only gain durability is the only problem with that. However, they do sometimes die. Oh yeah, Greed. How have I not done Greed yet? That's actually pretty relevant. Because he gains more gold on cast. Which means you get a cycle going quicker. If you're doing like a skeleton key team where you only want to do 1 cast with it. Also, this is going to burn through so many souls, by the way. I didn't even double check what our souls was at the beginning of this. I probably should look back in the stream in a little bit to see how much we've just burned through. Also, we're using over an hour's worth of metals every single time we upgrade something, by the way. It's like a few hours of metal grinding. Used up so quickly. Yeah, our soul is dwindling. Weren't we almost at 8 million? Now we're at, like, approaching 7 million. Probably even gonna dip below 7 million by the time we finish these. Let's see, how close are we on the achievement? Does it retroactively do it? Or do I need to restart the game? It should be higher than 19. 23, yes, it does retroactively do it. Pretty sure. That seems about right. Okay, anyways, oh no, now I need to go research these. Do it by base rarity and go to rares. Where's base rarity? What about the new Guardians? I already maxed all the new Guardians, all 6 of them. I already did them. But yeah, they're pretty relevant to max. particularly the more useful ones. Justice. I believe we already upgraded Justice, didn't we? Pretty sure we did. Let me double check. Did we not? I definitely should if I haven't. No, I did. I did Justice, Humility. I guess we could do Courage. I did Justice, Humility, the 6 Guardians, and a few other good commons like Bandit Thrall, stuff like that. The Egg. Anyways, let's go to Rare. But I believe Courage is the only other common that I might upgrade. Alright, let's double check through Rares. Where were we here? We're about at this area. Anything else relevant? Yeah, we're at right there, pretty much. That we ran the faction with. Oh yeah, Excavator we use so much. I definitely need to upgrade this thing, even though he just gains durability. We use him enough that's relevant to upgrade. Also, we could technically go lower on those medals of guard. It says we only have 3, but we actually have 6 because I have 3 equipped right now. What else? Not much else. I guess Dragatar theoretically. I don't feel like I use it much though. I guess the only other thing out of rares is Bounty then. Oh, Cockatrice. How do we not have Cockatrice upgraded? I guess it's just durability, but still. That is such a relevant rare. That might be the most relevant rare, not counting bounties. Like Takaraki and stuff. Okay, what else? Bullet, no. That'd be such a troll thing to get upgraded. Oh, yeah, Alchemist, if we're gonna do Alchemist Moneylender. I'd probably want to upgrade both of them simultaneously if we ever do. Okay, so let's go under Bounty, I guess. And double check that. Okay, here's every Bounty troop. Which ones are relevant to get up? No, yes, 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 no, yes, no, no, no. Situational, situational. Yes. Oh, it's only HP though. Are you HP as well? Yes. Oh, Sister Superior, but you're probably just HP too. Actually, you're surprisingly not just HP. But you don't use anything for your magic, so you're gaining almost nothing from that. You just gain 4 attack, 4 armor and 4 HP. Because you don't even use magic for anything. That's so weird. Why does she have that category? She doesn't even use magic. Yet she gains like 4 magic. Oh, you're pretty relevant. Yeah, let's go get the other relevant bounties up. I've been meaning to do this, so I might as well do it now. Okay. And I think there's one more I want to get upgraded. Because we're probably not going to be using Ridgeback. I think it's Feral Hound. Wait, what's the other red? Oh yeah, duh. It was this one. We already got it upgraded. I guess I'll get Feral Hound. I think that's the last one we really need. Sister Superior just doesn't seem worth it for the 4 durability there. Since most of it, well, what it's getting is magic, which we don't need. So I guess Feral Hound will be the last one we upgrade for bounties. And then we double check Ultra Rares. See if we have anything worth upgrading there. There we go. Also, you know what? I think we are going to max out Rowan. I probably won't regret it. It's very unlikely we're going to get an epic so good that it's worth maxing out. And even if we do, we could just use 3 Ultra Rares, so we need 1 less Arachnia for it later. Okay, but I believe that's all the bounties we need. So now let's go do it by base rarity and go check Ultra Rares. See if there's anything here that we want. Okay, Ultra Rare. Where's the top of it? Okay. So let's do it from the top and work our way down. So, no. Already got Apothecary. Astral Spirit, but it's so situational. Anything relevant? Anything relevant? That's used ever so occasionally. The new one's useless. Dragonian Monk. Though you gain... Oh gosh, why do they keep giving magic to things that don't need magic? Diviner, but I don't feel like he used Diviner much. Drake Rider to Troll. Egg Thief just gains durability. However, in Key Team we use it so much that it might be relevant. Falconer situational. Giant Spider, it's 2 situational. Oh, Goblin Rocket. I don't feel like I use it much, but if we ever are going to use it, it seems like something worth upgrading. I don't know, a lot of things in this category we wouldn't really need. Like Corviknight's nice to have, but I would never really use it much. Moonsinger could be okay. Which one did I say was situational? We could go upgrade to Chalice. A lot of these ultra rares are not needed this late in the game. Sunbird's pretty irrelevant these days. Oh, isn't this the triple damage guy? Oh, this guy's actually really relevant to go get up now. I'm gonna go upgrade this one. I believe I use him for one of my Guild Wars too. He only gains durability, but he's gonna be on defend anyway, so he needs the durability. Excuse me, so he doesn't die. Okay, what else? I don't feel like I use that enough. And now we're pretty much all the way at the end. Yep, and now we're back to rares. Warger Brute, what do you do? Nothing good. There is not much under this category. We already did Pure Faction, so we don't need to Trant upgraded. None that's relevant. Spare Fox we already got. Sister Superior you never really use. Even though next Mythic will also be able to summon it, but it's still not worth it because their ability is so bad unless they're reworking it. None that's relevant. So actually, this could be relevant if we're actually going to do Pure Faction for it eventually. Wait, did we already do it for All Seeing Eye? I think we might have. A Cine? What, is Cine here? Oh, hello, Cynical. Welcome. This only gains durability, so it's not worth it. There are some that could be. What was this? Nothing good. I guess we could finally upgrade Goblin Rocket. Oh, or Herdmaster, actually. You're only durability, but you're using a lot of situations where you'd want to not die. So you know what, I will actually go upgrade you. Because you're a pretty relevant cleanse option that I occasionally use for Guild War, I feel like. Actually, these days probably not as much, but still want to get it just in case. So we are running pretty low on Ultra Rares. So much so, we only have 13 left, which means we can only do one more. But I don't think we really need anything at the moment. Unless we just want to go do Egg Thief for the sake of doing Egg Thief. Let me double check my defend teams. I don't think I used any lower rarity like that there. But where's my Guild War defends? Guild War defend red. No ultra rares. Green. Moon Rabbit. Oh no, that's epic. Wait, I just skipped over a bunch. Defend red. No. Defend green. No. Defend blue. No. I already have treachery upgraded. Defend yellow. Wild Fang's epic. Fist of Zorn is epic. Defend brown. Nope. Epic and above. And defend purple. Nope. Epic and above. Okay. So maybe I'll just hold. That we could put into Egg Thief. I think we hold for like a faction thing though. Okay, and other than that, I guess we'll go max out Rowan because why not? I guess we'll finally go and do it. It's such a small amount of damage, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And that will leave us with 5, which means we technically only have 3. Yeah, I will go throw that down. And that's max for Wayne. And then we have 5 left. It shows us 2 because of it's weird. But now it should show us 5. Yep, there we go. Which means we have 2 spares. Okay, and how many upgrades does that leave us with? We can go upgrade 1 more troop if we want. Actually, technically a few more than 2. How many do we have total again? We currently have, yeah, we can currently upgrade about 3 more troops. With what we have if we wanted to. Like a common, a rare, and an ultra rare. Or 2 rares. This screen did not update. Do I need to restart the game for it to update? Let's see, it says 23, now it says 30. Okay. So we're 30 right now. We need 70. Well, technically we're 33. So we are officially about 2/3 the way there. Because we can upgrade 3 more troops. And that will bring us to 33. So now we need another 67. So we are officially 1/3 the way to completing that achievement. And it took us about 3 months to do so. Which means by the 1-year mark, we should pretty much guarantee have it all done. But yeah, there we go. $33 down, 67 to go. Well, technically 30, but we could easily do the other 3. I'm just holding them in case we get a good bounty troop or a good faction troop that we might want to upgrade. And even non-good bounty troops you pretty much want to upgrade. Like whatever the bounty captain is going forward, given that's only once a month, it's pretty easy to go get the medals to upgrade the bounty every month. Because all you need is 1 Yasmin and 2 Cedrics to get it maxed. And you can get that within a few hours of Explore grinding 12. And you'd only have to do that once a month to go get the bounty upgraded each month. Yeah, quite a few things. Even though they don't gain barely any of a benefit, it is still a benefit nonetheless. So even though meddling a troop makes very little difference on almost every troop, it's still technically more stats that you didn't have prior. Like Gawain's is pretty small, it's only 6 damage. But that's 6 more damage than we had before. That could be the difference of wasting 10 seconds on a battle. From killing them or not killing them. How about writs? Put treasure maps into Soulforge and can exchange 1,000 for 1 writ. Gosh. You guys trying to find some kind of way to use treasure maps? They said that they're finally this year going to be doing something with it to rework them. Either to make it enticing to actually use them, or add more ways to use them, or something. But they are going to be addressing the treasure map issue this year. Almost guarantee. Hopefully they do something nice for it. I believe they're just going to make treasure hunt more enticing. I don't think you're going to be able to convert them for anything. Because the treasure hunt loot table is pretty late dated. I think the last time it got updated was a couple years ago. It was updated a few times, but it's still relatively dated. Though I believe they're always hesitant to rework it just because of how much gems it gives. I feel like if they ever do rework it, they might make it more enticing overall, but it might end up giving less gems. Because right now, oddly enough, even though a lot of people don't do it, Treasure Hunt does have the highest infinite gem rate in the game. Of anything that you can infinitely farm, Treasure Hunt has the highest rate at about a 50 to 80 per hour or so. 50 to 60 if you're just doing them as quickly as possible. And if you use all the gold and glory that you get from them, and any kind of gem keys you might randomly get along the way, it would end up being about a 70 to 80 gem value that way, if you count all those resources and use them. Which, aside from Volt Event, is the highest infinite in the game for gem farming. However, there's so many good non-infinite methods to gain gems that it tends to be not as worth it. Particularly Adventure Board. That and Tributes. Literally all you have to do is click a button every hour and you get all the gems you pretty much ever need later in the game. Because comparing the rate at which you get gems from Tribute compared to Treasure Hunt, it's one of the reasons why a lot of people in endgame and late game don't actually do them. Because if you count all the resources you get from taking Tribute, it's something like over 1,000 per hour. Obviously, you can only take it once per hour, but if you just count the times that it takes you to go click on the thing and go through the loading screen and count and start up the game, let's say that to start up the game and go through all of that only takes 30 seconds. I think that's reasonable. Starting up the game and then clicking to get your tributes. So that's 30 seconds. You can do that, what then? That's 2 per minute. That's 120 per hour. 120 times an average of about 10 gems, if not more, later in the game. That is 1,200 gems per hour for taking tribute. If you just count the tribute taking process. Obviously, you don't actually get that many per hour. But, you know, if you count every single one of the clicks and then accumulate them into an hour time frame, taking tribute is about a rate of 1,200 gems per hour plus in late game. And I would get even more because my tribute's actually probably average of like 11 or 12 or 13 per tribute these days. It's one of the reasons why Treasure Hunt's so irrelevant as well. Tribute just gives so much. But you do have to keep in mind, you'd have to take tributes for like an entire week to even get that many. Actually, more than a week. Yeah, we'll go through that then. So what level are we right now? I want to guess 51 or 52. We are at 52. Nice. Getting there. So close yet so far. I think at level, how about 54? We'll hand out next code. Or I should say the only code. We haven't handed out a code yet. Yeah, 54, level 54 will hand out code. Please click difficulty. I definitely need to mention that glitch to them. I believe it's a PC only controller glitch. It's still a glitch nonetheless. I was like, gosh, why is it so hot in my room? I'm like feeling so hot all of a sudden. Not like it actually got any hotter. Yeah, I am still curious what they'll do with Treasure Hunt. Because even if they increase rewards, they still need to find a way to make the game mode more exciting. Because for people who've been playing the game for a while, Treasure Hunt is kind of stale, like the gameplay for it. Really wish they would add another minigame like it, though. Or make it into multiple different minigames. And basically make Treasure Hunt or Treasure Maps the thing that you use to play those minigames. Oh, there's one of our levels. And next level we'll hand out code. I liked Treasure Hunt when it came out. I've gotten tired of it over the years, though. Like, on newer accounts, like when I started on the Switch account, it was still somewhat fun. Because you know you're actually getting good value out of it. But, I don't know, when you're both simultaneously not really getting good value out of it, while also having to play the same game mode that's pretty much the same gameplay that's been there for 5 years. I don't know, it just gets a little tiring. Yeah, it is pretty relaxing, that it is. You enjoy Treasure Hunt when you're a few games away from something, yeah? Or a few gems away from something, I mean. Because then you can grind out the gems and then actually get the reward. Like if you're a few gems short of getting 450 gem bulk for 50 gem keys. Problem is there's no real equivalent excitement in that regard for endgame. Because there's no like super enticing loot that you'd just randomly get off a treasure hunt that you would actually want. Even something like a gem key wouldn't be as exciting. I know a lot of people end up getting their kids to play it. They basically get their kids to play their treasure hunt for them. It's kind of funny. Yeah, some people really like the game mode. They even had data in the past saying that some people literally just... It was a really small percent. But some people at one point in the game, they might still, but some people literally just play treasure hunt and nothing else in game. Like they wouldn't do any battles, they wouldn't even do any like guild stuff. They would literally just play treasure hunt because they find it relaxing. Nice. 3 years of just playing treasure hunt, nice. Can we have a kid? I need to get my treasure hunts done. Good idea. Who needs automation when you have offspring? Let's see, I'll get another explode. I'm really curious what the state of gaming will be once I actually do have a kid. Just need to make sure they don't get addicted to pay-to-win games. Which are becoming more and more popular these days. Let's see if we grab that. Kids just play Fortnite. Yeah, they just play their Fortnite and do what's that other thing called? I never even used it. TikTok. It was kind of funny. I was going for a walk while I was on vacation with friends, and there was like a group of 3 teenagers, or probably even younger than that. They looked like they were like elementary school kind of age. And they were talking about TikTok as we were walking by them. Isn't TikTok basically like Vine combined with YouTube, basically? Something like that. I've never actually used it before. Yeah, I think that's like every single kid's childhood right now. It's like Fortnite plus TikTok, pretty much. Do we get that level yet? No. I think we still need like 30 more wins. I'm not keeping track exactly. But once we do, we shall have code. When you have a kid, they'll only play gyms. Hello, Glenn. Welcome. I don't know. I feel like I'd plan out everything, like, intensively years before I ever have a kid. Like, every single possible detail of everything. And, of course, there'll be plenty of things that will be missed. But, I don't know. I feel like I would excessively overplan for it. It's better to overplan than underplan. Go to your room and do the treasure hunts now. That's funny. Level 100 in every class. That takes quite some time. I believe I have about 100 something more hours left. It keeps going back above 100. Like, I dipped down below, but since I haven't been doing as much of the recent hero classes, it's been going back up. Base their allowance on gem scores. You can either you can either clean the toilets or get you a metal Nisha. Your choice. Nice. Games do generally have a lot of math in them. A lot of small, quick math that you need to do. It's one of the reasons why I've always liked math. Because they're applicable to games. Not like extremely complex math, like algebra and stuff. Or more so like the basic to mid-range kind of stuff. Oh yeah, you have to do a lot of math for Uminif. You have to add up all 4 of their values, divide it by 2, and then add to your base value every single time you want to cast them. And then after that, you also need to figure out if that's actually enough damage to kill the enemy. Because sometimes it's not obvious if it is. Which would require you adding their HP and armor together. And also calculating out spell reduction if they have it. Or Fairy Fire if you have it. Or both if you have Fairy Fire on something that has spell reduction. Oh no. Could you imagine that? Do all the math for a troop, hitting a troop with Uminif that has Fairy Fire and 25% spell reduction. I think that's the most amount of math you would ever have to do for a troop. Why did I not take red? Is this homework question for kids now? You call him Tiger Excel sheet, that's funny. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they don't have auto boost ratio for stuff like that. Hello, Drakavi. Welcome. Oh, your kitten decided to join the cat. I mean, the chat. If Rowan has 64 armor and enrage, how much damage would she do to a troop with stone skin? You have 5 minutes. Wait, why would her armor be applicable? You would need to know what her attack value is. Yeah, I definitely read the word chat as cats. Because the word kitten prior to it. Hello, Wizzo! Welcome. Then why would enrage matter? Either way, it doesn't make sense. Because stone skin wouldn't matter. Enrage wouldn't matter. And you would need to know what her base value is and her magic. There's not enough info to get that question completed. I always hated those trick questions. Like those math questions where one of the options is there's not enough info to answer the question. That's basically what that question is right there. Some of them were pretty obvious, but some of them weren't that obvious. Well, so how did this just become a Gems of War school lesson for kids? How did we even get to this point? I feel like the Friday and Saturday morning streams have the largest tangents for chatting, and it's wonderful. So did we get our level yet? I haven't been paying attention. No, not yet. We should be right around the corner. Brandon got code at 54. So any minute now. Who knows? Maybe next patch will address treasure hunts. Haha, no. It almost guarantee won't. I'm still really curious what it will be, though. I shouldn't get too hyped for it, though. Because, it's probably not much. It's a mini patch. So there's a good possibility that Tuesday comes around, we get the patch, and we get almost nothing in it. We know this Monday what will be in patch, though. And we'll go over it some on Tuesday. So if we have the patch on Tuesday, we'll literally be able to go over it since it'll already be out. Let me go get my early childhood education degree real quick, nice. I did take some classes in college related to that. Also, we just gained a level. You know what that means. It is code time. So, code. Here you guys go. Use it on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code is found in your settings menu, wherever your game says over there. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random letters, and it gives the same reward as always. Excuse me. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy everyone, and it's only usable on PC mobile version, of course, as it normally is. But there you guys go. Nice shiny gem key. And we'll worry about that later tonight. But yeah, don't forget today to go do the pet. We do have the last year's lunar pet for 2019. And we'll be getting to 2021 in about 2 weeks for Lunar New Year. I believe it's in 2 weeks from now. 2 Wednesdays from now, I believe it is. It's either 2 Wednesdays or 3 Wednesdays from now. I believe it's 2 Wednesdays. I'll throw that down. Yep, no problem, everyone. Enjoy. Let's see, what goal should we try getting to for this hero class this stream? Probably at least 56. Because I'd want to try to reach about 60 by the end of the day if we can. Because we'll know on Monday how much more time we have to go and grind it. Because then we'll know the color for sure. Have no problem for the code, everyone. Enjoy. And use on gemsofwar.com in the game code section, of course. As always, just click the link. Anything shining here? Well, there's not even really any excitement for these either, unfortunately, when we do end up getting some of these tokens. Because there's no really rare token drop that we can get. I don't even think we can get Arachnius. So getting like double Cedric's the most interesting thing that can happen. Which is pretty laughable that that's like the best drop we could get is double Cedric. Actually, do we have Arachnia? I forget if we actually have Arachnia chance at this low level. We might have Arachnia chance, but so low. Like, it's almost the rate of getting Anu at 12 is how low getting Arachnia at 3 is. Yep, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream, as Drock mentions. Definitely helps out a lot. It's greatly appreciated. Helps with exposure on YouTube. So we can get even more people joining us to talk about math. And getting our kids to go play Gems of War. The Gems of War math lesson. How do you see where the drop rates for each level? There's a post on the forum. Someone data mined it. I don't have a link offhand, but I can go find it real quick. I don't think I have it open at the moment. 1 second. Let me search for it. What was it? Token drop rate? Token drop table. Why is that thing so weird? Gosh, they use such weird text things. But here it is. Here's all the data on it. This should be the right one, right? Yeah. Here's all the data on it. Right there. Yeah, there's all the data on how token drop rates work. So let me double check. Do we actually have the same chance of an Anu for an Arachnia at this rate? Let's see. The chance of us getting an Arachnia at our current area is 0.030. And the chance of getting an Anu is 0.050. So yeah, it's almost the chance of getting a Nisha. The chance of us getting an Arachnia at difficulty 3 is almost the same chance of getting an Anu at difficulty 12. That's how rare it is. So every Arachnia we see could have been a Nisha. Not quite. It's actually 0.10 higher. So it's a technically 50% higher drop rate than Nishas. Or 0.01, I mean. Yeah, there's no way to see them in game, but someone data mined them. Hey, Bill, welcome. You made it. We were wondering where you were at the beginning of the stream. You normally beat everyone. And we can easily get the kill there. Nice. Yeah, I know. I feel like sleeping too, to be honest. I almost said I was cancel the nightly stream. I think we'll still do it. But I don't know. I really need to catch up on my sleep schedule. I've still been feeling so off since I've gotten back. And it hasn't really been helping much. Or, you know, it hasn't really been changing. Why is it loading? There it goes. You will stay up and play gems, young man. No sleeping until you've done your Gems of War. Actually, one of my friends, when I ended up going on vacation, they play like 3 or 4 different free-to-play games. I'm not sure if I would ever want to do that many at once. I did pick up a second one a couple months ago that I still haven't streamed on this channel. Clash Royale. I've played many similar things within the genre before. I always really liked the concept. And I finally picked it up, it started like, what, a month and a half ago? It started like December. So yeah, it's been like a month. But I enjoy it. It's nice. Pretty relaxing. And it doesn't have a really big time allocation that you need towards it. You can pretty much do all dailies on it within like half an hour. But then again, Gems of War is kind of the same way. If you do the bare minimum for the thing. Unless you count dungeons, then the time goes a little bit higher. I mean, not dungeons, I mean delves. I normally just skip over delves. Also, what is this loading screen right now? How many hours do I play Gems of War? Do you mean total, or per week, or per day? Failed to receive data. What? That was weird. That's strange. Now it's frozen. What? Okay, let me restart Gems of War. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm still gonna restart it though. Daily? It can vary. But probably anywhere from, I want to say 1 to 3 hours. I guess there are days that like this where we'll play a lot more though. But that's mostly because we do a stream that ends up going for multiple hours. But on average, I would say I probably play Gems of War for about 3 hours a day or so. If you average out every single day. Gems of War, why you no launch? What are you doing? Why are you being all weird? There it goes. Though it is counting stream time as well when I say an average of 3 hours per day. And of course, half that's normally spent on stream, if not more. Okay, where were we? Back to the not Asian. Oh yeah, yes, Asian. There's other places we could do it too, but might as well stick with it. You just had a vacation, you don't need sleep. It's the vacation that threw off my sleep, though, is the problem. Have I ever taken vacations to Myrtle Beach? I live in Myrtle Beach. Last time you went to get evacuated from hurricane, September of 2018. Yeah, I've had to evacuate every single year for the last few years. It's really annoying. I think this year I'm going to try going to Chicago instead. That or New Jersey to see family. Because I really don't want to be around here. Well, probably not there because they don't have as good internet. But I really don't want to be around South Carolina or in Myrtle Beach during hurricane season again. I gotta see if I can just coordinate being over there. Even if I just have to give them rent for a month, it's much better than having to pay for all the evacuation expenses and just all the hassle with it. And plane tickets down there aren't too bad that time of year anyways. Could probably get round trip for like $150 or so. Which with the money of gas, hotel, and all that splits, it's probably just gonna be the same cost anyways. We'll throw that down. But yeah, didn't Puerto Rico get hit by not a hurricane again, but a earthquake recently? They just keep getting hit by everything, don't they? It is quite unfortunate. Yeah, my friends in Chicago actually have their own server. They literally have a server in their house. It's pretty funny. It's mostly because of the work that they do. Because if I'm not mistaken, 2 of them actually make 6 figures. That are always working a lot. And with taxes, it's actually less than that. Because I think they pay like 35% or something. It's really high. I honestly feel like income tax should be abolished. And just tax other things. Like at point of purchase kind of things. And taxing investments. This always seems weird that income gets taxed. Because it basically discourages making more incomes in some situations. Especially if you're right at the line of an income line. Where it'll go up like 5% just for making an extra couple hundred. Meaning that at some points, making more money literally makes you less money. Hello, Rack HPL. Welcome. I'll grab that for now. And he's dead. Having a rain start at 98 armor. She only starts at 61 for you. Well, we have a lot of extra bonuses going for her right now. Well, for one, she has 10% this week, but we also have 24 extra armor set through medals. And we also just have really high armor due to having a lot of kingdoms upgraded, where a good majority of the extra armor is coming from. Is my video on how to spend deeds still accurate? Yes. I believe the only slight difference I would say is instead of upgrading Merlantis with blue, it is a little bit better to do Stormheim with blue. Aside from that, yes. Yeah, Stormheim became better for blue, mostly because it finally got a faction. Then it was a really, really good team bonus since it upgrades a bunch of giants in that kingdom. Yeah, I'll probably make an updated one later this year, but the old one's still pretty much up to date. Actually, I recorded that video. I remember exactly when. It was when I had to evacuate for the most recent hurricane. This is when I recorded the video on deeds. I was in a hotel when I recorded it. That was a pretty nice hotel too. We got a little bit lucky because some family had some comp at one of the hotels, so we didn't have to pay as much. I'll throw that down for now. Yep, that's what I want. Although I'm here, might as well check level. 54. We still haven't gotten 55 yet? Gosh, we should be like a few battles away from that. Mini boss, which will not give us a mythic. I'll throw that down. Let me click. Well, I hate when that happens. If you misclick it too quick, it brings the mouse to the middle of the screen. Re-clicking it again. Ooh. Also, did the stream just lag for a moment? Just looked like it went weird. Looks like it fixed now, though. Oh no, it lagged. What are you doing, stream? It's probably something on service provider end. Hey, there's that level I was looking for. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I think we're just going to go for the 56 for now. And then try probably aiming for 60 tonight. Which between dailies and everything should be possible. Since a lot of that gives 2 XP per thing. And it goes pretty quick. I'll take that for now. I keep forgetting we can just take 4 times of either green or blue to get the full mana. Feels weird having it for both, but the way that this team works, it does have it for both. Due to Leprechaun plus our banner, giving us +2 green, +2 blue. We have +2 blue off a banner, +1 green off a banner, +1 green off of Leprechaun. And in combination, that makes any 4 times or 5 times blue or green give us full mana for Ruane, given that she has half mana start. Well, see you, Kalthos. Hope you have a good dinner. Catch you later. Yeah, I ate before the stream this time, so I wouldn't be hungry. This will probably be one of the few streams I don't immediately after. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for dinner today. I feel too lazy to walk somewhere. Probably just make something up at the house and then take a nap with the extra time. There's a few other things I need to do too. Frozen squirrels? No. You should just gyro for dinner? I still need to find a good gyro place by me. I know a place I've gotten it from before and it was okay. Problem is getting them in walking distance. Yeah, gyros are pretty good. I haven't had one for ages. Actually, hold up. It's been so long since I've had a gyro that I think the last time I was in Canada was the last time I've had a gyro. Gosh, it's been ages then, if that's the case. You've actually had squirrel before? I have not. I don't think I would ever want to. Well, I've had gyros in this area before. It's just there's a difference between gyros and good gyros. Actually, there's a pretty good family-owned steakhouse place that also had gyros and things, but they ended up closing out. They went out of business. Really good rib place that was about like 30 minutes from me too that went out of business as well. Yeah, the biggest issue where I live is it's a really touristy area. So if you don't make it big during the summer, you're pretty much out of business. And also, a lot of the land is owned by very wealthy people in the area. And they basically just charge absurd rents for all the places with yearly contracts. Which seems enticing, like, during the summer, but then, like, you get to winter and make, like, nothing. from those businesses. They actually net lose money more often than not. That texting always like so weird when it glitches out like that. Could you give an example of a good Titan class team? That takes advantage of Titan using Mountain Crusher. That depends heavily on everything else you have, because you generally build it around your other options, especially if you're using Mountain Crusher, because you would need 2 good damage sources, or at least 1 really good damage source. But Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, really good damage source, and then either a secondary damage source or another support for your damage. And that's the team you would run. Ideally, it's Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Brown Mythic that has really high damage output, and then 1 other troop, depending on what you need for your other troop. Oh, you live in Scotland? Nice. I had a friend come over a couple months from Scotland. Never actually been there, though. Actually, I've never actually been outside the country other than to Canada. I have yet to go to Europe or any other location in that general hemisphere. Oh, so I should probably renew my passport soon, too. I believe it expires in a few years. I'd want to start trying to renew it at least a year ahead of time. I've heard Scotland's pretty nice. Oh, I don't even grab it. Let's take that for now. Wayne. 1,000 glory? Well, we got 1,000 glory from one of them earlier. 500 is still nice, as long as we don't get the worst one of 200. But even that's worth it. Glory Gnome's worst drop is still better than almost every other gnome's drop, because it's worth about 9 gems, which is more than most of the other gnomes could ever give. And her best drop is actually the best drop of any gnome. Her 1,000 glory is worth 45 gems. Which is higher than any drop on any other gnome. Not counting Volky, of course, but every single gnome could drop Volky. And it's very rare when it's not an event. A gnome event. A Vault event, I mean. When is next Vault event? When was the last time we had it? I believe I was away on vacation again. Gosh. The last... 2 of the last 3 Vault events, I was away during them. So I haven't really gotten to farm a Vault event for a while. Properly. Next Vault event, we're definitely going to grind it like crazy. Though our resources haven't really been hurting because of it, though, surprisingly. Not sure exactly why. The next Vault event, we definitely need to grind it. That's not what I want to check. I want to see how close you are to 56. All we can see is that you're not 56. Yeah, it was the weekend after Christmas, which was exactly when I left. Go figure. So yeah, that probably means it's late this month or early next month. Actually, let me go double check. We probably already know an official date. Though we might not know an official date until next patch occurs. On most likely this Tuesday. Let me double check. Next Vault event is on the January 31st. So yeah, right at the end of the month. Literally the last day of this month starts. Another Glory Gnome, very lucky. Can we get 1,000? You know you want to do 1,000. Another 500. Well, if you combine the two 500s together, it's 1,000. I'll take it. Those were two pretty quick back-to-back Glory Gnomes, pretty much. Two of them within like a minute or two. For 1,000 Glory is definitely not bad. 1,000 Glory is absurdly good drop in general. It takes about an hour to farm a 1,000 Glory by doing PvP spam with quick wins. Yet you can drop it in a single drop. Or in two drops like we just got it right there, two 500s. Within just a few minutes. It's so overpowered compared to how Glory is actually accumulated. In the current state of the game, not counting Tribute, she probably brings in around 80% of the Glory that gets introduced to the game if you completely ignore Tribute. Oh, 12 Epic Ingots. That's his best drop. Given that Epic Ingots are the rarest. Do we know when the next patch is? Probably next Tuesday, though no, we do not have an official date. But the most likely time is next Tuesday, because we're getting preview on Monday. And lately, they've really been doing the patch literally the day after previews. That doesn't mean they will, but it's a mini patch, so probably. However, it is a Guild War week, and normally they don't like doing patches on Guild War weeks if there's a bunch of balance. Though they have done it before, so we'll see. But it's definitely before the end of this month. And it's most likely next week. Oh, it's still no level on it. Actually, want to go manually check it. Let's see. I knew we were close. 6 away. I was gonna say. Should be right on top of it. And we are. Is that enough for a mythic boss battle? Probably not. Yep, still short. And this set will give us our level then. Hey, and another gnome. We're getting a lot of gnomes, given that it's not a Vault event. We're getting decently lucky with them too. We even got some gem key drops off of him. As I say that, we get 100 souls. Jinxed it. Hello, Catmins. How am I doing? Pretty good. A little bit towards the tired side, though. My sleep's still been off since I've gotten back. Hopefully in another day or two it'll be back to normal. That or maybe I need to start drinking coffee. Taha. No, I hate coffee. And energy drinks and everything related to that. At most I might do an occasional soda for the caffeine. That or tea. Speaking of that, this doesn't actually have caffeine in it though. There's our level. I might as well finish out the set since there's only one more battle anyways. Yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Anything? Otherwise, I do believe I'm going to start wrapping up. And we'll be back tonight in 5 hours from now to go do our dailies. Don't forget to go do the pet, especially if you don't already own the pet. The Lunar New Year pet of 2019 of last year is available right now as your pet battle. And yeah, if you don't get it now, you might never get it again, so definitely go do that. It's not really needed since it's fully cosmetic. However, for kingdom upgrading purposes, it might be required to some capacity if you need like X amount of pets to be owned from the kingdom for a certain thing. Like I know one of them requires you to own 2 pets, and that would be your second pet that counts towards it. You don't need to max it though, because we're gonna have a faction before Shentang is ever maxable, so you can just get it off a faction instead. What do I think of the new class? It's pretty good. I haven't been able to fully test it yet because level 70 is when we'd actually be able to fully use this hero class, and we're not level 70 yet. We're at 56. But overall, pretty good. The mirror weapon I don't really care for as much though, personally. I'd consider it worse than Essence of Evil. However, the class itself is pretty nice, and obviously a pretty good Purple Guild War day. And we will be using it for Purple Guild War next week. It's one of the reasons why I want to go get it to level 70, more so than anything. One is so we could show it properly, but the other reason is because we need it for Purple Guild War next week. And for all we know, Purple Guild War could be on Tuesday. So we gotta get the grind on. It's not required to have, but it definitely becomes quite a bit stronger at 70. You definitely don't need to get it to 100 though. Gains pretty much no good benefit at 100, similar to many other hero classes. 70 is where it gets its last major benefit of either an additional +1 purple or explode every yellow, or explode every extra turn, I mean. Exploding a yellow every extra turn. Both of which are really good ones to have. I'm not even sure which one I would go for. If we're using a Vespera team, probably the extra purple. Just because we'd actually not want to explode the yellows in order to use the yellows for Doom Scythe. Because Doom Scythe does all yellows to Doom Skulls. So we deliberately would want to keep yellows on the board and not remove them. Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Umanif, and Hindla. That would work. Wait, why Hindla though? Hindla seems a bit off. The rest seems fine though. I'm not sure why you're using Hindla though. I guess you get half mana to start off a mountain, like since you're using Titan there. But I don't know. Hindla you don't generally put into your team unless you're using an offensive giant option. And she's the only offensive giant option in that case. Yeah, having an option to summon extra troops is nice. But given that you're running Titan in first slot, you're generally going to be able to survive and not need a summon. That's one of the whole points of using Titan and other similar things, where they can bury on Brown. They generally don't die. What would I recommend? What would be a good synergy for him? First thing that comes to mind is Megavore, but you probably don't have a Megavore. What else synergizes pretty well with them that's low rarity, that doesn't need hero? Trying to think. Well, Possess King, but I don't think you'd really go out of your way to do that. Though he is in Soulforge right now. I would almost just say Leprechaun at that point, to be honest. Just to mana loop, if nothing else. And then just go all in Umanif with it. What colors would that be missing at that point? It's missing something. I think it's missing purple at that point. You can always just do a minus purple banner, of course. And go +2/+1. Also, make sure your apothecary always has +1. It needs to have either +1 blue or +1 brown. I mean, +1 blue or +1 green. So you could go something like a +2 brown, +1 blue, -1 purple. For banner. But you always need to make sure she has a +1. Otherwise, she cannot 2-turn. And you always want to make sure you can 2-turn with her as an option. Because 3-turning her is very slow. Is there a good team for the new weapon of good? I was messing around with it some earlier. And overall, I would say no. Surprisingly. Like, on paper, it seems like it could be decent. But Essence of Evil, Mountain Crusher, Jar of Ice, things like that just seem so much better. Even Leprechaun in many situations, given that it shares color overlap. But, what was the best team I found with it so far? I know I made one earlier. And I will be mentioning it once we go over a team video for the new hero class. Oh yeah, it was this one. Oh, it was a really weird team that some people might not be able to afford though. But this was the better team that I found for Mirror. It was Umanif, Mirror, Graveseer, and Zugoff. Is what I ended up doing with it. And you can get a good Graveseer at the beginning ideally, go right into Mirror, keep Umanif alive with Mirror, and just go crazy with Umanif. You can do a similar premise with Web Spinner as well and build around a Web Spinner kind of build with that. Really anything that has a really good, decent skull damage would end up working like that. And the main reason for that is because you can give it Enrage and Barrier, which is a pretty nice combination to have on the first slot. The enchant would help give its mana as well in the explosion. So if it had a good ability like Umanif, you can actually cast it as well. And it just helps keep it alive. You also get Blessed, so you don't have to worry about Entangle or stuff like that on your first slot. Which obviously has something that's skull-oriented like Web Spinner or Umanif or something like that is really, really useful. But yeah, using it for an Umanif, a Web Spinner, or any kind of similar option, I feel like is the best purpose for a Reflection of Good. Because you have Cleanse off of Bless, you have a Barrier to keep it alive, you have Enrage to hit through traits and give it more skull damage. A lot of positive stats effects are really good for your first slot. And doing it with something that's already a good first slot seems to be the best method for using it for the most part. Yeah, any kind of build centered around that, I feel like personally is the best mirror build. And whichever way you want to build around that's really just what you want to do. Web Spinner and Umanif are probably the biggest two, but there are a few other options. As long as it's a good skull, yeah, as long as it's good with skulls, it should be fine. Also, wow, we burned through a lot of souls. I told you we'd dip under 7 million, I just noticed that now. We actually dipped under 7 million from all those things that we just ended up using earlier. Gosh, that ended up burning through so many. However, we're so close to getting an achievement now. Or I shouldn't say so close. We're at 30 now, I believe, last I checked. But we're actually at 33 if you count all the ones that we could use. Oh, never mind. It's just 32 now. What? So we're at 35? Nice. We're already over 1/3 the way there. We can currently upgrade 35. I guess it didn't update earlier. That's weird. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, we can currently upgrade 35 troops. But currently, we have 32 completed. Which means we're a little over 1/3 the way there. So we still got a good solid 2/3 to go. We'll get there eventually. But it hasn't been out for that long. It came out in what, October, right? So we're only 3 months in. Came out like mid-October. But anyways, guys, anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, I'm probably going to be wrapping up for now. We'll be back in 5 hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be messing around, doing our dailies. Don't forget to go do Lunar Pet, which is also what we'll be doing then. The Boar 2019 Lunar Pet. We'll be getting another one in a couple weeks for 2020. It's fully cosmetic. However, you still want to get it, as it might be required for upgrading the kingdom eventually. And other than that, yeah, we'll just mess around with normal dailies and go get some more hero class XP on this thing so we can actually go and use it for next week, Purple Guild War, and so we can actually show it for some teams. Because at this point, I might as well just wait till it gets to 70, since we're already trying to rush it up anyways. But anyways, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Hope you all stay safe, and I will catch all of you very, very soon. We'll be back, as I mentioned, 5 hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we are every night. Goodbye, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.